Tonight on Mello TV Sports, Jamaica begin their Rugby League World Cup campaign against Ireland next year. Jason Holder drops the second in the Test all-rounder rankings. And Arsenal loses 1-0 to Aston Villa while Manchester City hammers Watford 4-0 in Premier League action today. We start off Mello TV Sports with rugby, as Jamaica is scheduled to open their campaign against Ireland at the Rugby League World Cup in England next year. The Jamaica team will face 2008 winners New Zealand, Lebanon and Ireland in Group C. Holders Australia, Scotland, Fiji and Italy make up Group B, while England face Samoa, France and Greece in Group A. Jamaica will face Ireland on the second day of competition, October 24 in Leeds. The competition will be staged in 21 venues across the country, with a series of football grounds set to be in use, including Middlesbrough's Riverside Stadium and Arsenal's Emirates Stadium, which will host a sport other than football for the first time in its history. The final is set for Old Trafford on November 27. For the first time, the women's and wheelchair competitions are being staged alongside the men's tournament, with all three finals taking place on the same weekend. We kick it over to football news now. Arsenal, recent solid form today, took a hit in a 1-0 loss as Aston Villa jumped back into the safety zone of the Premier League standings. The win at Villa Park, coupled with Watford's earlier 4-0 loss to Manchester City, gave the hosts a lifeline for staying in the top flight for next season. Now Villa, now in 17th place with 34 points, are ahead of Watford on goal difference going into Sunday's final round of matches. Second bottom Bournemouth have 31 points, while Norwich City have already been relegated. The loss also seemingly ensures 10th place Arsenal can only reach European competition next season by either winning this season's Europa League or the FA Cup final on August 1. Earlier, Raheem Sterling scored twice as Manchester City swamped Watford. A day after sacking manager Nigel Pearson, Watford were torn apart by Pep Guardiola's side. City completed the double over Watford with this win at an aggregate score of 12-0, a joint top-flight record for one team against another in a single season. Pearson became the Hornets' third managerial casualty of the campaign yesterday. Bournemouth would have been relegated had Watford managed a point, but the relegation battle will now go to the last day of the season on Sunday. We bowl over to cricket news now. West Indies Test captain Jason Holder has been dethroned as the top all-rounder in Test cricket. England's Ben Stokes has moved to the summit of the rankings for the very first time. Stokes, who trailed Holder by 54 rating points going into the second test in Manchester, enjoys a lead of now 38 points after his memorable knocks of 176 and 78 and a match haul of 3 wickets that helped England win by 113 runs to level the 3-match series at 1 apiece. That has been enough to dislodge Holder after 18 months on top, as Stokes moved up 6 places to become the first Englishman to take the #1 spot in the all-rounder rankings since Andrew Flintoff in May 2006. His 497 points is the highest accumulated by any all-rounder since South African great Jack Callis aggregated 517 in April 2008. Only Australia batsman Steve Smith and India captain Virat Kohli sit higher in the order than Stokes, with England captain Joe Root dropping to 1 spot on 9th place. For the West Indies, Shamar Brooks moved up 27 places to a career best 45th after scores of 68 and 62. He's now just 4 slots behind Holder, who remains the top-ranked West Indies batsman in 41st, despite slipping 4 places. Holder has also dropped a slot among bowlers to take 3rd place behind Pat Cummins and Neil Wagner. Roston Chase has gained 2 places in the bowlers list after a 5-wicket haul in the first innings. The West Indies remain on 40 points on the World Test Championship table, while England is up to 3rd position. They are now on 186 points, 6 more than New Zealand. India leads the table with 360 points, while Australia is second on 296. Finally, in the sports news tonight, the United States Tennis Association says the cancellation of the Washington Open will in no way impact next month's behind closed doors US Open. The return of the ATP Tour has been pushed back to later in August after the Washington event was cancelled because of too many unresolved issues caused by the coronavirus pandemic. The Cincinnati Open and the US Open are still scheduled to take place back-to-back in New York from August 20. The USTA says the decision to hold these events is based on health and safety, the interest of the sport, and financial viability. The WTA Tour is set to resume with the Palermo Open on August 3, making the return on top flight tennis after the professional tours were suspended because of the pandemic. And those are the stories making sports news tonight. We now head back to the news desk with Shelley and Hill.
Thank you, Christopher. And now to end tonight's newscast, here are the main points. Prime Minister urges Jamaicans to adhere to the infection prevention and control measures as the country has recorded a significant increase in COVID-19 cases. 48 members of parliament vote to extend states of emergencies in several parishes until September 3. Portland police are investigating the death of a popular businessman's wife who was discovered deceased in a vehicle in Sherwood Forest yesterday. And residents of southeast Clarendon are pleading with the JPS regarding high electricity bills and the need for street lights. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Shelley Hill. Stay safe and pleasant viewing.